Avatar: The Last Airbender collector booster displays are now at $978. I feel like we've seen this before with Spider-Man and Final Fantasy, and I think I finally understand what is happening. Let's dive in. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. I'm the Nerdy Attorney. I appreciate you checking out the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell button. Do everything you can to let the algorithm know you like these videos and you want to see more. Now, we see the exact same pattern here with Avatar as we saw with Spider-Man. Spider-Man's not even out yet, and the price has surged to about $1,000, and they've now adjusted back down to $840. You can see here the chart doesn't reflect it, but there were sales in my previous video covered almost at $1,000 with tax and shipping and handling, well over $1,000. 891 pre-orders have been sold with an average daily of 10 for Spider-Man. Let's look at Avatar. How does that stack up? We see here that there's only 19 listings left with 144 sold. Average daily sold is 2, but you can see the volume was actually a lot higher after spoilers came out. All right, we see here for Avatar, 144 have sold with a high sale price of $1,500. Average daily sold is 2, but that's actually not accurate. After the spoiler season came out, there has been a glut of sales between August 12th and August 13th. Look at this, all the way up to August 15th today. So we see the prices all at around that $1,000 mark here, $993.85, $900 flat. And then there was a couple sales here on the 12th for $1,500. It is just insane, the price hike that's happening now. But I remember we were just talking about, why are we discussing Avatar: The Last Airbender when Spider-Man hasn't even released yet? Well, I think this little bit right here, this is the hype deflation retraction, I'm going to call it, the HDR. We're looking at HDR right here, where hype came up and it retracted. The HDR hit them pretty hard here, not terribly, from $750 down to $725. And now we had basically $900, but it was really $1,000 when you look back at the days itself for the sales. The HDR is hit pretty hard, and now we have it back down to $840 for what is a small set that's been beefed up to appear to be a full-sized Magic the Gathering release, when it's much more like Assassin's Creed. So the HDR hit pretty hard here for this set. It's the same thing you can see here with almost any set that comes out. People hype up and then it goes down, HDR hits, and then Edge of Eternity's had a little bit more hype in between here with the Galaxy foils being so attractive in those awesome stellar sites. And then we drop back down to a more reasonable $396 for a box, when realistically, that still is a bunch when collector booster displays used to be $250 to $300 maybe for ones that people really wanted to get after, and plenty were under $200 just a year and a half ago. This all began, obviously, if you're new to this, with Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy pushed the price trends in a direction we've never seen before. It just skyrockets, now sitting comfortably at around $1,400. And when you consider the fact that this got the price benefit of Lord of the Rings, which took a year to grow to this position, it shows that now Wizards of the Coast is looking to take advantage of this price hype early and often. So how are they going to amplify that? Well, the Spider-Man hype just started to wind down, interest started to decrease, sales started lowering in volume and in price, and then what happens? We get hit with all the Avatar: The Last Airbender spoilers, and just like clockwork, the price skyrockets through the roof, and almost everyone available sells with only 19 listings left as of recording. It's a calculated decision, and I think this means one of two things. One, they know that they have shown us all the good things that Spider-Man has to offer already. We know about the Soul Stone. We understand that there are implications for future sets by releasing only one of the Infinity Stones within this Marvel set. That hype hit, the hype was expanded, and now Wizards wants to be back in the headlines. So what do? They talk about Avatar: The Last Airbender way prematurely. This doesn't come out until middle of November, and they still want us to be talking about Avatar when we haven't even gotten Spider-Man. Maybe this is symbolic of a lack of faith in the Spider-Man product because they know the depth isn't really quite there. There's a lot of exciting things. I personally am very excited for it. I think it looks great, and there's some cards that I know have instant homes in some of my Commander decks, but maybe they're going, it's not just the hype bubble is ended here. It's not the HDR has taken effect. It's that there's nothing else to talk about. They've finished with their hype cycle for Spider-Man, and now it's time to pump up Avatar because they knew pre-releases were just about to hit, and they wanted to make sure there were strong numbers. Keep in mind, Wizards of the Coast is owned by Hasbro, a publicly traded company, and they want to show the price trajectory and trend of Universes Beyond product to likely do a few things. One, they're going to want to show that these products are strong and the price trajectory is positive, and they can keep showing gains in future Universes Beyond sets to justify future spending on maybe more expensive IPs, maybe dealing with some intellectual property issues they've had with Marvel for the digital licenses so they can have full integration of their cards and avoid a Spider-Man Universes Beyond within issue for their online trading card games. Two, it could be to prove to the investors that this is a strong company and Wizards of the Coast is the jewel in Hasbro's crown, and it will continue to grow, and extreme excitement for sets, not just Final Fantasy, not just Spider-Man, but also Avatar shows a hat trick in that these guys are punching way above their weight class and establishing new price targets that I guarantee you is going to affect us at the MSRP level for the next round of sets. They're going to go, look, the market absorbs $800 collector boxes months before release. Our MSRP should be $699. And you know what that means for us shareholders? More profitability. Third, I think they're trying to show that universes within products simply do not compare to universes beyond products, no matter how good they are. Universally, we all like Edge of Eternities. It's great for players, it's great for collectors, and the price seems to be right. They've brought down the value of gorgeous Galaxy Foil Shocklands that are now affordable at basically $30 a pop. Shocklands and basic treatments used to be $30 a pop, and now you can pick up a gorgeous Galaxy Foil, deck out your deck a little bit more, and it gives that excitement at a much more reasonable level than a $3,000 blue neon chocobo. The direction of Magic the Gathering is going to be Universes Beyond centric, even more so than it already is. And I think the moment the shareholders really get a hold of the positive news of a set like Avatar: The Last Airbender, a Nickelodeon property that honestly didn't get much hyper conversation outside of the fact that it got a second wind with Netflix making a live action version of it, that it did have a good life on streaming. What they're showing is that even properties that are just nostalgic, even properties that, albeit I think Avatar is an incredible show, it stuck with me, like I said. There are certain things in that show that I've taken with me as life lessons forever. Uncle Iroh is a genius. But I bet you Avatar: The Last Airbender was a much cheaper property to license than Final Fantasy and then Spider-Man. So they're saying, look, we can even make something like Avatar: The Last Airbender be a hit financially, and the excitement is still there for them to print this on our cardboard and buy them out of our collector booster bundle displays. What does this mean? Well, it means that I think they're going to expand Universes Beyond and the purchasing power to, one, get more expensive properties, but understanding they can now pad out that expense with cheaper properties that are going to get the same hype. And that is why we got the releases so early. That's why spoiler season happened. There was plenty to talk about with Spider-Man. There's plenty to do there for the hype cycle, and any reasonable marketing campaign probably would have been just fine with that. But instead, they decided to capture the hype of $1,400 collector boosters for Final Fantasy, $1,000 collector boosters for Spider-Man, which was starting to wane. They needed, for their narrative of the value of Universes Beyond to the consumer and to the shareholders, to be, these products go nowhere but up. Well, guess what? Spider-Man was starting to go back down, and we didn't know when that floor was going to be. So let's pump up the price hype. Let's get Avatar in the same conversation as the most expensive collector booster boxes on release ever, to try and stack the deck in our favor, pun intended, to make sure that we get that same $1,000 collector booster price hype we need. So we're gonna rush the marketing. We're gonna push out spoiler season too soon because they wanted this to happen. That was the point. They have succeeded. And now, who knows what's gonna come next? Are we gonna start talking about a January release in September? Probably. Are we gonna find out that there is a whole new phase and sequence of sets to come out in a Marvel-esque way all the way to 2028 just to make sure we stay excited? Probably. All of this is a new direction for how Wizards is handling their products and trying to build together these tranches of hyper expensive sets and to keep them in the same conversation. The internet's attention span is short. Wizards marketing knows that, and that's why we're getting this blitzkrieg of advertising regarding all of these new sets from Universes Beyond. Well, what do you think? Let me know below. Am I right? Is this some grand conspiracy? Am I grasping at straws here? I think it makes perfect sense now. I get why they were stomping all over Spider-Man's pre-release season and their spoiler seasons, and stomping all over Edge of Eternities, which everybody likes with Spider-Man already. That was already premature. And now we have the premature Avatar conversation simply to make sure that Avatar is said in the same breath as Final Fantasy, Spider-Man, and the like. Well, let me know below. Do you agree? Do you think this is a good idea? Is it short-sighted? Are they going to burn like jet fuel until there's nothing left and burn too bright, too fast? Is this only going to increase buyer fatigue? Let me know below. I'm curious to hear. Well, thanks again for watching. If you want to see more commentary like this, you can check out this video or check out my box battle. I just did the second one here. 2 collector boosters of Edge of Eternities against each other. 1 box is mine, 1 box is a buddy's, and they're a ton of fun to watch the numbers go up on each side and see who wins. Well, until next time, keep playing Paper Magic with your friends, and court is adjourned.